Hey, these brothers. Man, let's talk about that solitude for a minute, man. Because that solitude by far, that silence, man, is by far the most powerful place that a man can find himself. You know what I'm saying? And there are times in life where, it's time to elevate, where you insert yourself in that silence. You insert yourself, or you put yourself in a position where energetically, man, you've just blocked everything off just to hear the voice of God and just to elevate, right? But at some point, man, a lot of times that place gets to feel a little different, man. It gets to feel like, okay, you know what? I'm in isolation, and energetically, I can still hear the voices of the people outside this wall that I've created. I can still feel their energy, but at some point, it's going to get to a place where there's nothing. Like you're so deep, you're so deep into that womb, or you travel so far down that path that you hear nothing, and it's just you. And a lot of times, man, you can travel so far down that path that you'll question yourself. You say, you know what? Like it's quiet here, man. Like it's just me. Did I take the right turn? You're checking your compass. You're checking your attributes. You're checking your actions. You're checking your thoughts. You're checking what you're reading. You're checking your demeanor. And you're saying, am I still on course? And I'm going to tell you this, man. It's going to seem real lonely energetically. But you're not alone, man. You're just aligned. You're not alone, man. You're just aligned. Which means when you first started and you said, I'm trying to get to this place, I'm trying to put myself in position to fulfill the mission of my vision. But you understand that version of you and the version you have to be is so far different. You're traveling that path. Like I talk about in the book, you go through that pasture, you go through all the scars, you got to relive some of the trauma, you got to go through all that stuff, and then you're traveling. You're seeing versions of your old life. Versions of your old life that are trying to bring you back into. You're going through all those things. And once you get to that last point, man, where it's just a matter of you crossing over fully and fulfilling that mission, it's going to be a weird feeling, man. It's going to be a weird feeling. And that weird feeling is just the deepest levels of silence, where it's you and nothing but you. Because that's when you get to the point, man, where you understand that, hey, you know what? Nothing can really stop me from fulfilling my vision except me. That's where you'll understand that. You think about the path in the back, man, all the friends and all the scenarios and all the trauma, and you be like, man, you know what? I thought that stuff had a stronghold on me. Like I thought I really had to bypass all that stuff. But once you get to the end where it's just you and yourself and you have to transcend to that final version, you realize, real talk, that you could have transcended way back then if you would have been able to let all that stuff go. You know what I'm saying? And since we can't, and that's part of self-mastery. It's, living life long enough and experiencing things long enough to just be able to let things go instantly. Like that's self-mastery, where you're actually just manifesting life in real time because you understand the process. You're a veteran at it, right? But I'm saying you're not alone. You're just aligned. Which means it's so silent that you're on deck. It's so silent that all energetic eyes are on you. It's all you at this point. And nothing can stop you at this point except you transcending. Nothing can stop you at this point. And nothing can stop you at this point except you becoming. Except you becoming. And this is what I love, man. This is a beautiful thing. This is the highlight of the video game, if you will, man. Is when you find yourself having gone through a lot of trials and tribulations and traveled the path and figured out light and dark and healed from the traumas and still formed all the exes and disregarded all the old bros that still want you to do toxic things, and you got to this point the beautiful thing about being here, man, is not only are you and source energy more connected, not only are you and your spiritual self and your ego self and spiritual self having healthy conversations, but you'll be able to be in this power of knowing and see all the obstacles, all the what appear to be obstacles. I'm gonna say that again, man. You'll be in this position, you'll be vibrating high. You'll find yourself on the port. You're Santiago. And you can think of all the obstacles. You're in your power. You know what you need to do. But you can see all these obstacles. You can see all these possible forms of failure. You can see all these roadblocks. You can see all these what ifs. You can see all these negative outcomes that may happen. And you get on the boat anyway. You transcend anyway. You fully put yourself in that energy anyway. You call the play anyway. That's the highlight of the video game. That's the highlight of the video game. If there's a point in life, I'm gonna tell you this, man. And it's not like I'm some old wise man. You know what I'm saying? But I can look back on my life and say, you know what, man, if I had to, you know, let's say my life, whenever my life is over, and let's say I'm in a different realm and I'm sitting there watching a replay of my life in movie form, right? If there was ever a point in the movie of my life, let's say I'm watching a movie with some of my partners. You know what I'm saying? I done crossed over, man. Me and my brothers in the power circle, man, we crossed over. And I'm showing the brothers my movie. If there's ever a point in the movie where I'm saying, hey, watch this. Like the good part, it's the part when, okay, I figured this thing out. Now it's time for me to jump. That's the time where I'm saying, hey, everybody watch this. Like this is the highlight of the movie. You know what I'm saying? If you think about what's that movie that the last what was it Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise? I know I think it's a Mission Impossible. Yeah. The highlight of the movie for me, man, was, you know, they went through all this journey trying to get this stuff. When it was time for Tom Cruise to get on that motorcycle and jump off that mountain, like that was the highlight. That was the highlight of him saying, you know what? Okay, I know what I need to do. I know the mission. I got my back. I got everything I need. Now it's just a matter of time for me saying, hey, you know what? I'm about to put myself in a position where I have to trust that source that I say I've been trusting. You know what I'm saying? If I'm watching Mission Impossible with somebody never seen it, and I ain't no movie spoiler, but I'm gonna be like, hey, make sure you're off the phone when this happens. Make sure you're watching the screen when this happens. This is the highlight of him really showing us who he is. You know what I'm saying? Of him making that final step of transcending to fulfill the mission, man. So again, you're not alone, brothers. You're not alone. You're just aligned. It seems like it's just you out there on that cliff, but you gotta understand, at the same time, everything is out there. And when I say everything is out there, man, because in that void, in everything that's void, in that empty space outside of yourself, that void is God, man. It's source energy. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, when you're in it, when it seems like you're in your most loneliest spot, and there are no other forms of matter, people, places, and things in your space energetically, that means all you have is void. Which means all you have is raw God energy around yourself. So embrace that place, bro. Embrace that place and utilize that power. How do you utilize that power of that void, soul? Go back to what the three initiates said in the Kabbalion. Things come into be, man, by mankind inserting his thoughts into that void. Like when mankind inserts his thoughts into that void, certain things are manifested. If I'm sitting there thinking water bottle, at some point this right here is going to come to be. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in this place, man, that's when you completely go into that one singular truth, embrace that one identity, and take a step forward, man. And take a step forward, brothers. So again, you're not alone, man. You're aligned.